Hi, welcome to Golden Years. I'm Lori Betts, and I have Mike Karban with us this month, and we're going to learn about exercise and how you do have to work it in a daily routine, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So come on back.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Golden Years. I am Lori Betts, and I'm interviewing Mike Karban, and he is going to share with us all about exercise. I met you at Rotary, and I was really impressed because you were talking about, well, you were going to talk about the exercise programs that are out there for everybody.
Yeah.
But did you get rescheduled?
Not yet, but I'm sure they'll have me back in the next couple weeks here.
Okay,
So.
yeah, because it is an older group, so you got to get them moving.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, we kind of did a fitness 101, just talking general fitness tips, and you know, something that everybody can use and benefit from, regardless of age or fitness level or what your goals may or may not be.
So, how did you get in this area? What's your background?
So my background is in sports nutrition and personal training. So I have multiple certifications from different organizations as well as different courses that I've taken. It's kind of a continuing education situation, so every year to 2 years you renew certifications and things like that. How I got into it, my first job, probably when I was 17, was a gym job, just basic, kind of porter / building monitor situation, cleaning equipment and racking weights and things like this. To be honest with you, I just fell in love with being at the gym, just the atmosphere and the weights clanging and the people. You get to meet so many different people, many different walks of life. It just, the atmosphere itself I fell in love with. And then.
But did you go in there just for the job, or did you say, okay, at 17 I'm going to start exercising? That
too, yeah. I said, well, hey, if I'm going to come here and work out, I might as well come and work a couple hours and make a couple bucks, So absolutely, yeah, that was part of it. But the more I actually, dove into fitness and what all these machines did and what the different variations were, the more it hooked me and kind of kept pulling me in. And then when I found a way to be able to help people, understand some of these things as far as the processes of the body and how to make the changes we want to make, and then when you learn the importance of and what all these things are going to do and benefit you, something that you really kind of fall in love with,
Well,
So I
and
think,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And you do hear a lot of people say, okay, I am fit. I go faithfully,
Yeah.
3-4 times a week.
Sure.
They are programmed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, don't talk yourself into it, but how do you make that commitment to the exercise?
That's exactly what it has to be. It has to be a commitment. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming commitment. That's what a lot of people think. They think, oh, I have to go to the gym 7 days a week. This has to be a major part of my life, and it's really not. If you can set aside, even 3 to 4 days a week where you can spare an hour and a half of your time, either in the morning, the evening, wherever you can get it in, the benefit of that is going to be tremendous. And not only that, but once you create that routine and that becomes a part of your week, it becomes so much easier because it's like second nature. Things start to fall into place. Anytime you do something new, there's that period where you're like, oh, this is tough because it's not part of the actual routine. Once you get it set, it becomes part of the routine. You can't imagine life without it. So simply starting, I think, is probably the best way to go.
And it's baby steps.
Baby
you
steps.
You just don't jump into
absolutely.
it and say, okay,
yeah.
I'm doing it.
It has to be something that you can do long term. If it's not realistic, and if you find yourself really struggling and really trying to, do things that overwhelm you, you're going to fizzle out very quickly. Again, you don't need to jump into 7 days a week, 4 hours. You know, again, if you did that, you're wasting your time, but you get burned out quickly.
Oh, I'm sure.
So reasonable, what works with your schedule, what can you realistically accommodate, not only now, but long-term going forward.
So like a senior, and senior, like you said earlier, can start at 45 and 50. You'd have to, if you haven't done a series of exercise, so you're going to have to look at your like daily schedule, and you're going to say, we're going to have to get a system going on. And you could just walk into any gym or specialized gyms, and you could say, okay, I'm here to straighten out my life.
Yeah, there's places to start. You know, there's definitely places to start. First thing you want to look at is, as far as the schedule is, you know, what is your schedule, and realistically, when can you take away 45 to, you know, 75 minutes and actually do something productive. It may be different days, have different times. You know, if the kids have school, okay, kids have school. You have to make lunches. You have to get to your job. You have to take the kids to basketball practice. And there's always a way. Whether maybe you drop the kid off at basketball practice while they're practicing, you run around the corner to the neighborhood gym, you do your 45-minute workout, and before they're done, you're back in the parking lot waiting. There's always a way. It's just simply sometimes preparation, right? Planning ahead, kind of figuring out what would work best with that particular week. Yeah, just schedule and preparation is first and foremost. And then as far as actually starting, you know, going into a gym, most gyms will have some kind of machine set up, some kind of circuit or some brand of equipment. Typically there's an area where those machines are kind of lined up in a order in which if you kind of bounce machine to machine, it's going to give you a full body workout. I always stated that that's probably one of the best places to start is your facility's you know, circuit system, because the instructions on how to operate that are listed right there on the machine. Okay. There's typically a start to finish. So if you are completely unfamiliar with what you're doing, you have your basic information right there. And you can go machine to machine and kind of get yourself a whole body workout. Now, you know, again, you know, my company by name and trade is a personal training company, so obviously hiring a personal training individual or staff member, that's probably going to be the best way to go. They're going to be the most knowledgeable. They're going to have the most options for you as far as if you're dealing with any injuries, limitations, or anything like this. But again, just getting started, walking in the door, cardio, hop on it, hit quick start. It's going to make you move. And then find the local circuit that facility may have and hop on there, read the directions, and give it a try.
Okay, so 70-year-old Mrs. Jones has silver sneakers now.
Okay.
Because I guess that's a big thing now.
Absolutely,
Insurances
yeah.
are paying for it. So when she goes in there, she says, okay, I have silver sneakers, help me.
Sure.
So someone will step out and say, okay, this is the game plan, this is what you can do.
Yeah, the silver sneakers, I mean, that just allows you to get your membership for free. Silver sneakers is a free membership. Other insurance programs offer things like Silver and Fit. There's Renew Active. There's a number of insurance programs. So regardless of what actual type of insurance you have, your particular program is going to have some kind of fitness, wellness thing attached to it. You just got to find out the details. Some pay in full, some reimburse you. Some will actually pay for a certain number of personal training sessions. So it's all about the different program and what you actually have as far as your healthcare provider. But typically, no, there's not necessarily somebody there who's going to say, okay, do this, do that, just because you walk in. That's going to be on you, and or planning ahead. Talk to the front desk; they'll be able to set you up on the membership, and then again, you know, kind of explore. You know, don't. I guess the biggest thing to say would be don't allow yourself to be intimidated to walk around and check things out. You know, everybody thinks that when they go to gyms, particularly, you know, they walk in and because it's new to them, they, you know, oh, all eyes are on me. Honestly, nobody's watching. Nobody cares. You know, do your thing. Feel free and comfortable. And again, you know, most things have instructions and things listed. So, you know, explore, check it out, and if you just give it a shot at a very light weight, so you don't injure yourself.
Really?
I feel like you'll be able to find your way.
So are there, because I know in like the rec centers and OT, PT, I know they have big programs for the seniors.
Sure.
And tell Mrs. Jones why that is so important, why that you have to stay active.
Sure. Well, there's a number of reasons. Not only our vanity goals, you know, we want to look better, we want to be stronger, we want to lose X number of pounds or what have you. You know, there's also the staying active. You know, like you mentioned, you don't use it, you lose it kind of situation. But aside from that, I mean, the health benefits that we should be looking at first and foremost before we even worry about the physical traits is the fact that resistance training is going to increase bone density.
Okay, so share with me, what is resistance training?
So basically anything where you are pushing or pulling weight aside from yourself, or using your body weight as the resistance. Okay.
Okay.
So anything that's challenging, so say you know a curl, right? You're holding weights, you're pulling the weight up against gravity. The muscle pulls on the bone, and that's how that movement's made. Well, throughout that process, from the muscle pulling on the bone, that creates bone density. So now you're increasing your bone density. At the same time, because that area is working, the heart is pumping blood into that muscle to help it function, keep the oxygen moving in there. Well, now you're increasing your blood flow capabilities.
All our body parts are connected.
Exactly. So, you know, some of the benefits, like I said, bone density, blood flow and circulation, heart strength, lung capacity, you know, these are all things that are some of the benefits that you get from exercise/weight training that people don't even think about, you know. But as we age, those become the more important things for longevity, quality, mobility, you know.
Exactly.
So it's very important to keep moving. Going back to the silver sneakers, each location that offers silver sneakers does have their own silver sneakers classes, okay? So,
so they do offer classes.
So as far as that goes, yes. So if you walk in, you say, I'm a silver sneaker, I want to take a class. You know, you may have to call ahead and see what times their classes are scheduled, but in that situation, yes, you can just go to the facility, jump in the class. There is an instructor for the group that shows up at that time, and they'll walk you through a basic maybe chair workout or something. So that is another area that you could start with as well.
Yeah, because you have to start somewhere.
That's right. That's right.
And I know a lot of seniors do like to walk, but like in their small area.
Sure.
And I know, like my sister joined the gym in Macedonia, but she does the walk, you know, up the trail, whatever you call that, the circle walk.
Yeah, like the track or whatever.
Yeah,
they
the
have
track,
in there.
the
There
track.
you go.
Yeah.
Brunswick actually has a nice little track above the gymnasium. So, you know, that's awesome too, especially in weather like this. A lot of seniors, you know, it's great to get outside. You know, not a lot of people like to walk or do much cardio indoors. They'd rather be outside, fresh air, scenery. You know.
And socialize.
Socialize, sure, absolutely.
So get to the track, you know, jump on with a couple of your friends and just walk around and keep that body moving.
Got that right, yeah.
And you said your cardio, you have to keep that intact too.
Heart and lungs is just as important. You know, if you worry about the muscular strength more than your heart and your lungs, you're going to be at odds, because if the muscular strength increases and your cardiovascular, your heart strength doesn't increase, you're not going to make much progress.
So is that why, like, through the years they're starting to change things as far as when you get a knee surgery, have knee surgery or hip, they want you to do therapy first because they want to get all those parts moving?
Yes, they want to get you back to a certain level of natural range of motion before they have you do certain things. So they like to have you work with a physical therapist or an occupational therapist to get you to a point to where you have as best of range of motion as you can. And then they'll give you things that you can do at home or to kind of progress at your local facility. But yeah, they definitely want you to move. You know, and like you said, it's all changing, you know, really as we go. I remember just a couple years ago, if you were diagnosed with arthritis, you know, most people would say, oh, don't move, don't use it. That's going to make you worse. And now they tell you the opposite. Now they tell you, yeah, it's going to be painful, but if you don't move it, it's going to freeze up on you. It's going to lock on you. So the best thing to do is to keep moving, create the natural joint lubrication, which will help with, you know, some kind of soreness, and you know, do the best you can with it.
We're going to take a quick break, And Mike is going to share some more tips with us when we come back.
You're watching The Bat.
Welcome back to Golden Years. I am interviewing Mike Karban, and we are talking about exercising and staying in shape, making it happen. And just because you turn a certain age doesn't mean you have to stop.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Mr. Mike here owns Totally Toned Personal Training. And you are like all over the place too. You are in different facilities doing exercise programs and whatnot.
Correct, yeah. I have a location that I own, freestanding gym. And then we are contracted out of 4 other locations, 2 city recreation centers and a couple luxury apartment buildings downtown Cleveland around the Cleveland Clinic. So yeah, Totally Toned, I started it in 2004. And the kind of vision was to have a fitness company that could provide fitness services to anybody, any walk of life, anywhere. Whether you were dealing with a physical limitation or disability, whether you were very active and an athlete, or whether you were just a stay-at-home parent who wanted to get in shape. And I think we've been able to do that. A lot of companies that you work with, they kind of have their little niche where they perhaps are better with one, different group of people. Us, on the other hand, we have therapists on staff. We have different individuals who have a variety of certifications. So we have somebody somewhere that can work with almost anybody. We even had Breakout Fitness, which was a gym for seniors and people with disabilities.
Yeah,
you
had or you have?
We had. It was a program that was started actually in the late 90s and ran until the pandemic in February of 2020, yeah. We've temporarily shut down that facility, but we are hoping to reopen it one day when we get way past this whole pandemic situation. But it was a great facility simply because we had wheelchair accessible equipment. We had treadmills that started much slower than your typical treadmill. We had a staff that was able to assist individuals who had, say shoulder work, knee replacement, hip replacement, or even maybe if you had a stroke or were dealing with a heart condition. So we kind of worked with a lot of people there. At the recreation centers, we typically deal with a lot of high school athletes when they're on break from their particular sports, whether that's on drills or basic weight training. And then, kind of across the board, just people's general goals as far as weight gain, weight loss, muscle gain, and kind of getting back in shape. So.
And then going back to the, we were talking about the silver sneakers. Even if they go to the classes, the seniors can take home ideas and exercises that they could do at home.
Absolutely, sure.
When you're sitting there bored,
right.
a lot of seniors are,
right.
Move the body.
Yeah.
Move the hands.
Oh, absolutely.
Move the legs.
Even, so you get a lot of ideas there. There are a lot of ideas online. I know for a period of time did a whole list of little segments where we taught in-home exercises. So, the internet's a great thing. There's a lot of stuff out there, but yeah, there's definitely things you can do at home. You don't even necessarily have to go to a gym to just keep moving in any situation. If you're watching your favorite show, it's very simple to, grab a chair and to do some exercises using that chair. For example, body squats, perhaps leg abductors and adductors. You can do different core work just simply using a chair. You can, if you're able to get up and down, you can hop on the ground and do some crunches or some leg raises or some things to keep your core worked. And you know, again, you're talking a few minutes here or there, maybe start of your day, maybe the end of the day before you go to bed, or again, while you're watching your favorite television show.
I know my mom made it a point before we got her out of bed in the morning, she would move those legs.
Yeah.
She would do like maybe 20 per side, just get them up and moving
That's
and
right.
bending.
Get the blood flowing. That's
Yeah.
it's huge, absolutely.
Because you don't want that arthritis to set in and
No.
take over that body.
That's right. No, not at all.
And then, and if a senior's at home and binges and likes to eat, so the diets that we put into our body, you know, if we don't exercise our bodies around, we're hurting ourselves.
For sure. Diet is huge. It can help or hinder, you know, whatever you're trying to accomplish, whether that's, you know, simply getting your range of motion back, or, you know, you mentioned arthritis, you know, if you do have arthritis, whether it's just your basic everyday arthritis or whether you've developed some kind of a, you know, rheumatoid arthritis or something, you know, diet can either inflame that or it can help to suppress it. So finding those things out and gearing what we eat towards what our actual goals are, I mean, that's huge. You know, if you are a individual looking for weight loss, you want to be at a calorie deficit. You want to make sure the calories that you're putting in are less than what you are outputting in the sense of energy, you know. And then, you know, simple things too, like the timing. So, you know, if you're somebody who works late and you eat your dinner late and then maybe you go to bed shortly after that, well, what's happening is, all, you know, for example, all the carbohydrates that you eat are being turned into sugar, which we would typically use for energy to move. Well, now you're going to bed, so all that sugar is going to be stored as fat. And then that's something you have to deal with tomorrow and all of next week to try and get rid of what you did there.
Really?
Yeah, so, and then, you know, simple things like getting the spike in the metabolism. You know, are you eating frequently enough? You know, under eating is just as bad as overeating.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. So, you know, are you eating frequently enough to have your body get a spike in the metabolism so that way your metabolism stays at a higher level throughout the day, rather than maybe eating breakfast and then not eating again until 10 o'clock at night. Your body doesn't know what's going on. When you finally eat your breakfast, whatever it doesn't use is going to store because, well, we might have 15 hours before we get fed again. So it kind of stores that, and again, that's stored as fat, so your body just kind of holds on to that, and then you don't eat again till later, and you put yourself in another bad spot. So it doesn't have to be crazy, you know, only eating chicken and rice. But you know, you know, again, just like we were saying with the exercise, it has to be realistic and manageable. There's a lot of different things that you can eat that you can enjoy and still kind of stay within a healthy guideline to assist what you're trying to accomplish. So no, you don't need to live off rice cakes to have a good diet. You know, we simply need to. Preparation is key. So what I always recommend is, you know, you pick a day or two during the week that you designate that maybe while you're making dinner, you make a couple other things that you can eat throughout the week. So that way they're there. So if the schedule does get away from you, so if it does get crazy, you already have some chicken breast prepared. Maybe you got some salad chopped up that you can throw that chicken breast on, easy, run out the door with it. You know, just kind of pre-made things. Hard-boiled eggs are great, you know, for breakfast if you're running late. You know, some instant oats for some kind of oatmeal, steel cut oats. You know, all these things make life very easy because it's 10 times quicker than any fast food chain. You can grab it, you can go, you can get a nutritional value out of it, and you know, still work towards your goals. So.
And then if you have that nutrition in your body, then you're going to say, maybe I need to start moving around and doing things.
Yeah, it all feeds each other, you know. So if you're eating better and you're feeling healthier, now you're doing all that and you're kind of putting that, well, even if it's not physical time, but just mental energy into preparation, thinking about it, being watchful and mindful of what we're eating, what we're preparing. You know, then that almost makes you want to be more active because you know you're doing that part right. So you know, okay, if I just maybe got out and walked a little more, if I lifted some weights, if I, you know, imagine, you know, I've already lost 10 pounds just from changing my diet. If I build a little lean muscle tissue to help burn some calories. Hey, who knows? I may lose another 10 or 15. And
You could have a whole new body.
heck yeah!
And you could have energy.
New year, new you, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to hear from a senior like, okay, I'm old,
No.
I don't have the oomph to get moving.
Oh gosh, no. I tell you what, I have individuals between the ages of 65 and 85 that are probably in better physical condition than some that I have there between 25 and 35.
Wonderful.
And that's no lie. Some of these individuals started late, didn't exercise until after their kids were grown, and then they decided that, okay, I need to make a change for myself and put some time and energy into myself. And then some of them were pretty active their whole lives, hiking, skiing, outdoors people, and it just always was a part of who they are. So they kind of maintain that, and now they are in their later years running around running circles around people half their age. So it's never too late, and
That's good to know.
Yeah, there's always a place to start, and it's definitely something that's doable. So.
And that 85-year-old, so that person has got to be in, pretty good shape, stability.
Oh yeah, stability,
Yeah.
mobility, absolutely, yeah. They get around, and they get around, no help. Again, casino trips, and they do outdoors trips. They're at the at the gym 2 days a week. They're in their home working out 3 days a week, doing the cardio and stuff. And even if it's something that you do have stability issues or things like this, again, that doesn't necessarily have to be how it is. You can work on that, and you can do basic exercises to not only strengthen your body as far as your legs and your moving extremities, but also your mind. Mind-muscle connection is a huge thing.
Exactly.
Sometimes that gets broken, and unless you work hard to reestablish it, you do become unstable and feel like you're not steady on your feet. But simple things at home, again, can help correct that.
Do you see a big change like when the person retires? So now they do have more time. So they come to the gym and they say, okay, it's time.
That happens. It does happen. Not as frequently as you would think. People tell themselves that, and
Yeah,
they say,
that's a goal.
Yeah,
That's a goal.
Yeah, they say, when I retire, I'm going to have all this time. It's going to be, well, no, you don't, because when you retire, then it becomes, there's all this stuff around the house I've been wanting to get done.
Oh, yeah.
And then it becomes, the kids now, I have grandkids, and I'm enjoying seeing my grandkids, and I got to do stuff with them, and then that becomes, so there's always an excuse.
Right.
If you, wherever you are watching this today, if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, if you're making an excuse about it today, odds are you're going to make an excuse tomorrow. So find a way.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Very good
Yeah,
point.
so find a way.
Okay, and the other good advice you want to tell the seniors?
Good advice, just keep moving.
That's right.
That would probably be the best thing.
Yeah.
There's always going to be something. There's always going to be a reason not to. The key is to find the reason to, right? So
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So keep moving, stay active, and get out to the gym, get out to any facility, even if it's a day or two a week. It's great to meet people, the camaraderie between the individuals. Maybe start with the silver sneakers, maybe check out the equipment, maybe just walk a couple laps around the track. But regardless, get out, stay active, and work on the physical health and the quality and longevity of the life you have.
Great.
Right on.
Great. And you even said with the silver sneakers, they do have classes. So
Yes.
it's a start.
That's right.
So it's not going to hurt you to go there, join it, just to see what it's all about.
Correct.
Well, thanks, Mike, for joining me.
Thank you so
this
much for
month.
having me. It was very nice chatting with you, Lori. I appreciate it.
And I want you to watch the whole program and take Mike's advice. Because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
That's right.
So thanks for joining us this month, and we will see you next month.
we're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving.